StevDeS? What are you doing here? This isn't a Dragon Ball Day.
I'm sorry, King Kai, but this is the only place I can think to bring this guy. What's up, everybody? StevDeS here. Now, I know this isn't normal, that I'm involving Dragon Ball on a video game What If, but I was really itching to do another fighting game video game What If, but a lot of the fighting games don't really have very integral plots. Bad organization or bad guys doing something. Good fighter wins the tournament. Good fighter stops bad guy.
That's very interesting.
So for this, I thought maybe fighting game characters could be really interesting if we involve them in a world that they might be able to do something in. And after the creation of the Chikyu Force, I thought I want to do another fighter that's kind of erratic. So, without further ado, let's get into what if Skullomania was in Dragon Ball. That's right, the goofy office worker turned skull-themed superhero is coming to the world of Dragon Ball. Now, I mean Dragon Ball, I don't mean Z. While my knowledge of Dragon Ball is not exactly pinpoint, there's a couple reasons I want to do it this way. One, the most obvious one, he's a human. But given that he's a human specifically with an office worker overtone, yeah, that's kind of, his actual persona, I think I can work it in a way that he'd be able to participate. I know I missed April Fool's Day, so this would have been an April Fool's Day video, but I love the character of Skullomania ever since Street Fighter EX 3, and to see Akira's fighting game coming out, the Fighting EX game, I can't wait to play. But StevDeS, I can already hear you typing. What part of Dragon Ball? You're not very versed in Dragon Ball. That is true. My knowledge consists of the very beginning up to after they meet Yamcha the Bandit, then a giant blank, unfortunately. It's not until the Tien Shinhan Saga, where Krillin dies because Tambourine killed him, that's about where I'm at. A lot of that knowledge is pretty straightforward. For another thing, I'm not going to be very loud in this one. Unfortunately, at the time of recording this this video, I'm starting to get a little throat cold. So expect a bit of a low key on this one, regardless of how erratic this idiot is. So let's open up right around the Red Ribbon Army saga. Capsule Corp has a new worker to man the front desk. A Saboru Ishida. That guy. I don't want to butcher the name. He's hired on, and he's wanted more out of life, to the point that he doesn't understand what all this science is. He's just kind of doing the paperwork for the Briefs family. He does help Bulma with a lot of the more simplistic English assignments and stuff like that, and Professor Briefs, or Dr. Briefs, I don't know why he's not a professor, he's clearly a scientific head, is delighted to have him, especially with helping Bulma with the less scientific topics in school. She's going to be making straight A's no matter what. But it's not long before this office worker overhears of the heroism of a young boy being able to take out the Red Ribbon Army all by himself. Wow! How interesting! A young child strong enough to defeat the Red Ribbon Army? Capsule Corp doesn't have any rivals now. If only he was like that. If he was heroic enough to get out there. Well, eventually that does happen. He goes back to his apartment where he starts thinking of stuff and thinking about how he could be as athletic as this boy. Athletic? That's right. In high school, he was quite athletic. As a matter of fact, he was more of a gymnast rather than a soccer or American football player. It was more along the lines of him being able to kickbox. So, naturally, he goes to the Capsule Corp gym, because what millionaire doesn't have a gym or some sort of way to keep yourself healthy, physically? And during his off time, he'll spend a few hours at a time buffing up and getting back in shape. Over time, when he's at home on his day off, if he doesn't feel like going to the gym, he does work on his costume design. He doesn't want to be revealed yet, but he doesn't exactly want the Briefs to know. Even though the Briefs family do like this office worker, it's clear that they're not interested in another fighter. They need him to be the mind guy. So, why not? He can work on getting fit and work on getting back out there. Now, his power level. I was really thinking about this, and I think starting off with a base of 100 is probably a good place to start. Considering he has the experiences from when he was a gymnast, this would make Skullomania a lot more presented of a character. Sure, not as powerful as Goku, not even as powerful as Krillin, but still able to put up a good fight. After completing his costume in his off time, complete with his red scarf and spandex, Skullomania is born. But where's he gonna get the popularity? The character needs to be known, but he doesn't want to reveal this to the Briefs. That is when he comes across a poster for the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament to be held in just a couple of months. Perfect. All of his training and all of his athleticism can be shown on the stage of the World Tournament. He's gonna go out there and become the next great superhero. Skullomania is excited about this and requests a week off from work. The Briefs family would also be there. Dr. Briefs not as much, but Bulma wanted that time off of school, and Dr. Briefs would be more than happy. While she doesn't suspect her own employee, she is interested in the fighter Skullomania, who is able to blow past the prelims. Now hold on, StevDeS. If you're incorporating him into the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, who gets canned? Manwolf. I mean, face it, Jackie Chun was just playing with him. Honestly, Manwolf was just one of those vengeful spirits. It was an entertaining fight, but it wasn't much of a challenge for Roshi. So, instead of Manwolf, Skullomania beats him in the preliminaries, securing his spot to face off against Jackie Chun. The battle goes a lot more interestingly. This character being able to bounce off the corners of the stage and the wall, just constantly moving, Jackie Chun has to think about how he's going to approach this fighter. Skullo Crasher, Skullo Slider, Skullo Head if Roshi decides to jump high. This character has a lot of movement options, and it keeps Jackie Chun on the back foot. However, it isn't long before the gimmicks get predictable and Jackie Chun knocks him out of the ring. Knocks him out of the ring. You know, that's a majority of the time. People get knocked out of the ring. It's not usually a 10 count. Skullomania is defeated on the inside. He's really sad about this. This was his chance to show everyone a brand new superhero for the city and be that guy that, albeit weird, still brought hope in the eyes of every good citizen out there. But there is one fighter who is quite interested at the speed shown. Goku. Little kid Goku would go up to him after the fight and congratulating him for fighting so well. He wants to learn some of that. He wants to be a lot quicker than he currently is. He understands from this that speed is also quite a useful tool in battle. as if you hadn't already learned that, but this just further solidifies it. Skullomania is quite happy that this odd monkey-tailed child actually likes him. It's a start, but he feels himself going further for this. We still get the World Martial Arts Tournament, the 22nd one, going just like normal, with Tien Shinhan securing the victory over Kid Goku. Skullomania is a little depressed, but Tien Shinhan's a good fighter. Now, here is one point I do want to bring up. Skullomania is there when Goku is ambushed by the assassin, but he just witnesses it. It's one of those situations where he questions Tien Shinhan's motives, and Tien Shinhan responds quite honorably. So, the hero Skullomania does not have to do anything here. However, when it comes down to Krillin's death at the hands of Tambourine, Skullomania knows that he must stand up and show the world that there can be hope. Unfortunately, this headstrong behavior does get the best of him, and he goes after Tambourine. Eventually, he does find the demon, and they do have a hargy-bargy, as it were, with Tambourine being defeated. Yeah, no joke, Skullomania defeats Tambourine here. What? How? How does Skullomania do it? Well, his odd moveset. Tambourine's expecting humans to fight kind of like Roshi's school, kind of like Tien Shinhan's school, and to see this fighter erratically jumping all over the place and yet having total control over what he's doing? Oh my god! This is insane! Naturally, Tambourine, being less of an experienced fighter as Roshi was, is able to be defeated by Skullomania. However, he retreats. He's not killed by Skullomania. He swears that King Piccolo will rise again, and he'd better be ready for a proper vengeance of the human race. Skullomania accepts this, and then goes back to check on Roshi and Kid Goku, and Roshi tells him that Goku's already left. Apparently King Piccolo wants the Dragon Balls, but King Piccolo, he shouldn't be free. Skullomania does a bit of research when he has to go back to work, but after he's done with the research, he quits his job. Skullomania is who he is now, and he's ready to uphold that. Yeah, Dr. Briefs is a little uncertain about this, but after hearing that he's Skullomania, who placed 8th in the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, and was defeated by the likes of Master Roshi after putting up such a good fight, I think Dr. Briefs would be more than forgiving of the man. With that, heading into the King Piccolo saga is where we will be ending things for right now. So what do you all think? Do you think Skullomania will change things for the timeline of Dragon Ball? Do you think that maybe his influence in the story would possibly make some events turn out for the better? Or do you think this is just another goofy character we can add to the roster of semi-goofy characters? Go ahead and comment below. I'm interested in hearing these thoughts, especially with changing up the sort of fighting game what-if-ry. For more what-ifs in the realm of video gaming and Dragon Ball alike, such as a certain Son Goku landing in the confines of Capsule Corp, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. Wouldn't that be cool if Skullomania joined the Chikyu Force?